Okay, practicing problems for group activity 2 and test 2. So question number 1, g of x is equal 9 x squared. Okay, so we know 9x squared, since we have squared, it's going to be parabola, right? But because we have 9x squared, so we want 2 points. We know that x here is g of x. Let's see. I'm going to take 3 points, but when you graph in MyMathLab, 1 point will be enough. Why? Let's say 9x squared, since you don't have any here available term, let's say plus 4 or minus 3 or just any term, plus b, let's say any term d. Then if you don't have it, then it's gonna go through 0 point. Okay, now if I take locate 1 point here only, let's say I calculate it, came out here. That's all I need on MyMathLab, because the graph itself will pick up symmetric, because the parabola is a symmetric across the y-axis. So therefore only one value would be enough, either on negative x territory or positive x territory. But since I'm graphing here by hand, I'll just take the one negative, one positive, just for easiness, and 1 0. So if I take x is 0, obviously it's gonna be 9 times 0 is 0. There we go. Let me take it 1. So then it's gonna be 9. If I take negative 1, it's still gonna be 9, right? So if I assume this is my 9, so this is my 1, and this is also my 1. So I could draw only this part, and just the other one do symmetric, but by hand it's difficult to keep symmetry. That's why I picked up on the other side, also on the side of negative. But on MyMathLab, like I said, just take 1 point, like here, let's say, and take only 1 point, and the MyMathLab itself will calculate this point also. Okay, all right. Question number 2, graphing g of x is equal 1 over 10 x squared. Since it's x squared, we know it again, it's going to be parabola. Now let's take a couple of values, x. So because we don't have here available term, plus or minus, any available term, that means it's going to go through 0 point. So on MyMathLab, you want to first pick a mark down. When you click on the parabola, next click on 0 point. Okay, and it will bring you parabola with vertex at point 0. And then, let me see, the other point, let's say if I take, how much? I'll take, let me take, how much? Nothing much. Okay, I'll take 10. Why? Because I'm trying to get rid of this 1 over 10 fraction. So g of x is going to be x squared. It's going to be 100. 100 over 10, it's going to be 10. Yes? So if this is my 10, so the same thing here is going to be 10. There we go. So this is going to go like this, widely open. And you don't need to take negative 10, because you can, y is going to be the same, and just take, write down. You don't need to write down negative 10 here. but you can take symmetric one on the same level of 10, and it will be this one to draw. But on the electronical graph, you don't need to take this point because MyMathLab will do it for you. 1 point will be plenty. Question number 3. F of x is equal -4 absolute value of x. Okay, when we have absolute value, so it's a distance, it's going to come out, it's going to be positive, but since -4, we have coefficient -4, so it's going to be flipped, it's going to be reflected towards x. Let's see. If my absolute value of x is like this, V shape, and I believe there is a tool, graphing tool for absolute value, then negative x, it's gonna go like this, down, because y is gonna be negative. The positive one will come out, but since y is negative, will come out like this. And since it's -4, so it's gonna be shrinking by -4. Let's do it. So if my x here is f of x, so I can take only one value. I can take 0.1, then this is going to be -4, because absolute value of 1, it's going to be 1, and then -4. Therefore, the graph will look like this. So x is 1. Let's say this is -4. So let me use this. Okay. There we go. And then the other one I can take symmetric, also -1. I'll take -1. And it's still going to be +4, right? I mean -4. So the next one, it's going to look like this. And all because we have negative, that's why graph is going down. Number 4. So we have f of x is equal 5x squared plus 3. And g of x, we have -2x plus 4. So we need to find f minus g of -2. Okay. So f of -2 is equal 5 times -2 squared plus 3. Okay, -2 squared is 4. 4 times 5 is 20. 20 plus 3 is 23. And g of -2, it's going to be equal -2 times -2 and plus 4. So -2 times -2, it's going to be positive 4. Positive 4 and plus 4, it's going to be positive 8. Okay, and in that case, f minus g of -2 will be equal 23 minus 8, and that will be 15. Next one, question number 5. So f of x is equal x squared minus 19. G of x is equal 17 minus x. All right, so what do we need to find? We are going to find f times g of 2. F times g of 2. Okay, so let's see. F of 2 is equal 2 squared minus 19. It's going to be 4 minus 19, negative 15. G of x is equal 17 minus 2. It's going to be 15. So f g, or f times g of 2, it's going to be equal negative 15 times 15. 15 squared. It's negative 225. Next. Question number 6. So y is equal x plus 5 squared plus 3. So we need to find vertex. Remember, change of x, it's going to be on opposite. If we have x plus 5, then it's going to be negative 5. But for y, this 3, it's going to be the same, negative 5 and 3. And based on coefficient here, because coefficient here we see 1 and it's positive. As long as it's positive, that's all does matter. So the graph is going to go up. Okay? So it's going to be like this. And this point, vertex, is going to be negative 5 and 3. All right? Let's say if I go like that, x is negative 5 and this is 3. Let's see, like that. Number 7. So we need to graph f of x is equal x minus 4 squared minus 4. So this is one graph. This is another graph. So we have x minus 4. So vertex is going to be what? It's going to be positive 4. Right? And change of y, this is going to be negative 4. Okay. So where is my vertex? X is positive 4. Y is negative 4. And this is going to be my y. Now, to find these points, which way it's going, here y is equal 0, yes, at this point, correct? Therefore, to find this x-intercept, where it's going to cross, we put x minus 4 squared minus 4 equals 0, because we take f of x is equal 0. So from here, x minus 4 squared equal positive 4. X minus 4 from here is equal plus minus 2. Why? Because I'm taking square root from here, square root from here. So you get x minus 4, square root of 4, and positive 2 and negative 2. Because negative 2 squared is 4, positive 2 squared is 4. And from here, x1 is equal positive 4 plus 2, because from here, let me see, move this down. So from here, x is equal 4 plus minus 2. I moved negative 4 on this side, it became positive. So x1 is equal 4 plus 2 is 6. x2 is equal 4 minus 2 is equal 2, which means this point is going to be 2, this point is going to be 6, and both of them have f of x Here it is equal 0. Okay, here is our graph, and vertex is going to be 4 and negative 4. Next, A, let's see. What do we have? Domain. As long as we don't have any break or interruption in the graph, then domain is going to be negative infinity, positive infinity. Next, range. Range is starting, y is starting from where? From negative 4, right? Y is negative 4. Here it is, negative 4. And it's included, it's on the graph. It's starting from negative 4 and it's going up all the way to infinity, right? Because, see, this going up. All right, B. Vertex. Vertex we already have. 4, negative 4. What else? Axis. What x-axis is symmetric? It is symmetric through across the x is equal 4, right? Because this is 4. X is equal 4. So answer is going to be x is equal 4 graph. Okay. Now to find y-intercept, here we found x-intercepts. x1, x2 intercept, those are here. Now if it goes up, it can either go parallel, get close parallel, or it can cross somewhere. We don't know. Let's find out. It's going to cross or it's not going to cross. So how are we going to find out? If it crosses, then this at this point, then x is going to be 0 here, correct? Okay. So when x is equal 0, then f of x is going to be f of 0, rather saying, excuse me, 0 is going to be equal 0 minus 4 squared minus 4. And it's going to be negative 4 squared. It's going to be 16 minus 4. It's going to be 12. So the point, this point is going to be 0, 12. Okay. And x-intercept, this is E. X-intercept, we already have 2 and 6, which is going to be 2, comma, and 6, comma. Next question. Question number 8. So we have f of x is equal x minus 5 squared. Okay. We have only x, right? So since we don't have here any available term, so officially it's going to go through 0. And then x minus 5. X is shifting by negative 5. But we know that the x-is, we usually move by opposite side, right? So if it's negative 5, we have to shift to positive 5. So this graph we take and shift by positive 5. If this is positive 5, then this is going to be my graph. Okay? So vertex is going to be here, 5 and 0. Okay? So A, vertex is 5 and 0. Next, B. The x-axis. X-axis is going to be 5, right? Because it's symmetric to 5. So it's equal 5. Next, domain. Domain, we don't have any interruption, therefore graph is going to be negative infinity, positive infinity. Range, What's the minimum point of y? 0, right? Right here. So because 0 also laying on the graph, so we go square brackets. So 0, and it goes up to positive infinity. Next, open interval, the largest open interval of domain over which function is increasing. So where is it increasing? It's increasing from here to all the way to infinity, right? So it's going to be 0, I'm sorry, we are looking at on x interval, increasing 5 to infinity, right? Because that point is 5 on x. Decreasing, it's going to decrease on this area, right? It's going to be practically x is here negative, correct? Negative infinity, yes? So it's coming from negative infinity all the way till 5. So decreasing, negative infinity till 5. Question number 9. So we are given graph. We need to find quadratic equation. So one point is 0, 0. Vertex is 4, negative 4. Let's say this is 4, this is negative 4. This is our vertex. This is 0, 0. Goes through 0, 0. And the other one is 8 and 0. If this is 4, then this is going to be 8 and 0. So this is your graph. Okay, something like that. Not precisely, but something like that. So what do we have here? A point, 0, 0. Those are x-intercepts, right? 0, 0, and another x-intercept is 8, 0. And then we have vertex 4, negative 4. Yes? Okay, so vertex, this first one is x, it's your x, this one is your y. X, we have to flip the sign, right? Which is going to be x, if it's plus 4, we have to put minus 4 squared. And then minus 4, this 4, it's going to be your y. So this is your x, this is your y. X always flip the sign, remember? And the y is going straight. It says negative 4, then we're going to have negative 4. The only thing we have left to check is our coefficient. Okay? We are going to check our coefficient. How are we going to check? Where is it crossing y-axis? It's crossing right here, right? And what is coordinate? 0, 0. Which means I'm plugging y as a 0, which is f of x. I'm plugging 0 equal. So I put here a, because we need to find this a, right? It's question mark. And instead of x, also plugging 0, because this coordinate is crossing at 0, 0. 0 minus 4 squared minus 4. Okay, so we get 0 equal 8 times. So negative 4 squared is 16. 16 minus 4 is, oh, hold on. How much we get here? Negative 4 squared is 12, right? Hold on. Negative 4 squared is 16. Okay, this negative 4, I'm moving on this side. It's going to be positive 4, correct? So this is here, I will have positive 4. Okay, so if I rewrite, 4 is equal 16a. So let me, I need value of a, not 16. So I'm dividing by 16 here, dividing by 16 here. This is gone. Here, this is 1, this is 4, which is my a is equal 1/4. So which means this the coefficient, question mark, is going to be 1/4. And the graph is going, I mean, the equation is going to look like f of x is equal 1/4 x minus 4 squared minus 4. Okay? Number 10. So we need to do long division. So all we have to do, x squared plus 2x plus 1. And here I have x minus 3. Well, let's see. We take first one, x squared divided by x. It's going to be x times. X times x is x squared. X times negative 3, it's going to be negative 3x. When I subtract, what's going to be 2x minus negative 3x, which will be 2x plus 3x. So it's going to be 5x, bringing down 1. 5x divided by x, it's going to be 5 times. So 5 times x is 15. 5 times negative 3 is, 5 times x is 5x. And 5 times negative 3 is negative 15. So this x and 5x is gone, which means when once x's are gone, that means we are done with division. So that means and remainder will be negative 1 minus negative 15. That will be, so 1 minus negative 15, that will be 1 plus 15, and which will be 16. So 1 minus negative 15, we get 16. So 16 is remainder. So how to check it? We are checking the following way. So x minus 3 multiplied by x plus 5, and we are adding remainder, which is 16. That will be the checking of the division. All right. Question number 11. What is it? Question number 11. So consider the following function. Oh, okay, we have f of x equal 2x to 4 plus 6x cubed minus 5x squared plus 2x plus 14, and this is equal x minus 2, 2x squared plus 10x squared plus 15x plus 32 and plus 78. Okay, so all we have to do, we need to find f of 2. Okay. We need to find f of 2. I personally wouldn't go through all this multiplication. I personally would go through only this one. So let's do it. F of 2 is equal 2 times 2 to power 4 plus 6 times 2 to power 3 minus 5 times 2 to power 2 plus 2 times 2 plus 14. Okay, we get 2 to power 4 is 16. 16 times this one. 16 times 2 is 32. Next, 2 to power 3 is 8. 8 times 6 is 48. Next, minus 2 to power 2 is 4. 4 times 5 is 20. Plus 4 and then plus 14. Okay, so 32 plus 48, it's going to be 80. This is going to be, hold on, 10, 7, yes, 80. 80 minus 20, it's going to be 60. 60 plus 4, it's going to be 64. And 64 plus 14, it's going to be 78. Okay, that is the answer. Number 12. So, f of x is equal 4x to 4. We already know it's gonna look like this. Yes? 4x to power 4. Now, a, what do we need? Function is increasing. It's increasing again from this 0 to positive infinity. From 0 to positive infinity. B, decreasing. It's decreasing from negative infinity to 0. Here is switching value from negative to positive. So it's decreasing from negative infinity to 0. Why negative infinity? Because we are taking value of x, right? Not value of y. If you took value of y, it's coming from positive infinity to 0. But for x, because the yellow one is on negative side of x, and it's going to infinity, so negative infinity to 0. Okay. Question number 13. So we need to sketch the graph. Okay. We need to sketch the graph. F of x is equal x plus 4 cubed plus x plus 4 cubed plus 1. Okay, cubic graph. We know that cubic graph, it goes like this. This is cubic graph. So x plus 4, so if x is changing towards plus, then we have to, that means we have to shift towards minus. So this entire graph I am taking, let me make it, oh, okay, I'll do this way. So this is x cubed. We need to shift by negative 4 because x is changing by negative 4. If this is my negative 4, so I'm going to move to negative 4. Okay, and then plus 1, so I'm moving up to 1 by 1. So my original graph is going to be, okay, and this point is going to be -4 and 1, and that will be my graph. Okay, so if I can clean this successfully, not bad. Oh, that's okay. So this is -4 and this is 1, and this is the graph. Okay, did you see how I built it? It says sketch, so we don't need to go by points. Now if I would have negative in front, let's say f of x is equal negative x plus 4 cubed plus 1, all I would do, let me see, let me move it here. It would be -4 and 1, this point. So since I have a negative, so for this negative, it's gonna flip this way. That's all. Okay? Next. So if since you are going to build on MyMathLab, you can take the 2 points, let's say. Let's say one you take when x is equal 0, for example, on this one. Let's say if you take x is equal 0, I would say it's crossing somewhere here. Let's take is equal where? -3. Okay, let's take -3 because it's equal 0. It's here. It's, oh God. If it's take x is equal 0 right here, it doesn't have to necessarily cross this y-axis, therefore we won't succeed. So we are taking this point, let's say x is equal -3. Okay, so how much will be my y? F of -3 will be negative, so -3 plus 1 cubed plus 1, and we get negative. -3 plus 1 is -2. -2 cubed is going to be -8, and plus 1, so it's going to be 8 plus 1 is equal 9. So whenever my x is -3, which is, it's gonna be not there, but here, I will take this point also. -3 comes somewhere here. So if let me see this point. So it will be easier for you because you are going to do MyMathLab. So from here, if I drop down, so this is going to be your 9. So this point here going to be at the -3 and 9. So, and then if you want, you can find the other point. So, or you can take some different point here. For example, take -6. Okay, so let's say -6 somewhere. F of -6. It's going to be -6 plus 1 cubed plus 1. -6 plus 1 is -5. -5 cubed, it's going to be -125, and with this negative, it's going to be positive 125 plus 1. So if it's 6, 4, 5, 6, then it's going to go, God knows how far, it's going to go all the way to 125. 126 even, yeah. Okay, it's going to go to 126. So, but MyMathLab, I would say, if you take one point here, Here it gets 1 point, the other one MyMathLab will build for you. It will be much easier. Question, hold on, I haven't finished here. Let's see. What is next question? So function increasing or decreasing? This function, question A, this function is decreasing, right? For blue one. We switched to blue one already. We're using this blue one with negative x plus 4, this one. So function is decreasing throughout the graph. And then B, the what does it say? Well, one is one was let me see. Oh, well, this the A was asking about increase. There is no increase, so we just write down no increase at all, because throughout this graph we see that function is decreasing, right? But to increase it, to decrease, yes, it's decreasing. There is no increase at all. Number 14. End behavior. We have f of x equal negative 2x cubed plus 4x squared minus 3. Okay. End behavior. Highest degree is 3 and coefficient is negative. So 3 meaning it's the one end is down, the other end is up. Since we have it negative, it's gonna be this version. Number 15. Eight x to power 6 minus 5x to power 4 plus x squared minus 2. Okay, we have degree is even and coefficient is positive 8. So even and positive, so and behavior is going to be like this. 15. We have f of x. No, 15 I did it already, so it's a 16. F of x is equal 5x to 5 plus 3x squared minus 4x plus 2. So we have degree is odd and coefficient is positive. If it's odd and positive, so it goes down and goes up. 17. So we have f of x is equal 4x squared minus 2x minus 4. And we need to find real values on the interval 1 and 2. Okay. F of 1 is equal 4 times 1 squared minus 2 times 1 minus 4. That is going to be equal negative 2. And f of 2, 4 times 2 squared minus 2 times 2 and minus 4. That is going to be equal 8. So since 1 is negative, 1 is positive, that means, yes, we have at least 1, 0.